Warning: the following program may contain language and other elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. You've been fucking warned.
Hey guys, Johnny Farrow here, and welcome to another episode of Musician Kitchen. This is the Season 3 premiere. Ow! Welcome. So I'm going to be doing some things throughout the season to jazz things up, make it a little fancier. One of the things I'm going to try to do is get some more like camera 2, camera 3 kind of video. I got my over-the-shoulder camera here to get some more detail in my bowl. Hello! But anyway, as the season progresses, I kind of made mention to this in a prior video. I'm going to do some things to up the game, you know, a little bit. By the way, speaking of upping the game, if you didn't see that last video where I was kind of announcing the Season 3, what was coming up, one of the things I announced is that there are some killer new Musician Kitchen merch. I'm talking t-shirts, hoodies, you know, the pint beer drink glasses. I think I have a killer aluminum water bottle in there, stickers, name it. So check that out, coffee mug, all that stuff. I got 2 different designs on that. That's my Musician Kitchen logo, and then I got one that's a fuck beefsteak tomatoes line that I'm super pumped about. But all right, getting into the recipe for today, guys, I'm going to teach you how to make ridiculous Mexican burgers. So here's the ingredients we got. We got ground beef, of course. We got tortilla chip leftovers. We got jalapenos, onion, avocado oil, balsamic vinegar, my Musician Kitchen Tex-Mex seasoning. We got salsa. We got guacamole, and we got Kaiser rolls. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to start off with a little bit of ground beef. Over the shoulder camera doing its thing. This is a 2-pound pack. I'm only going to use a pound of it for this. It's like brain matter, but way more delicious, I imagine. Yeah, it's about a pound, about half of that pack. And then what we're going to do here, this is kind of my secret weapon when it comes to doing these burgers. Something I just kind of stumbled onto is like a cool thing to do with burgers. We're going to take, these are like old tortilla chips, right? There's nothing particularly fancy about them. They're just old, approaching stale tortillas. We're going to crush these up. And we're going to drop them in here. That'll do a couple things. 1, it'll add a little flavor. 2, it'll add a little texture. And this is one that I just always liked. Like ever since I ever since I came up with this idea, I've always loved just throwing this in. Even if it's not a Mexican burger, just throwing this in can be really, really fun. So we're going to dice this up. Little onion. We're not going to use, by any means, all of this. This is like a medium-sized onion. I'm just going to nip off like an end of it, you know. Just a little bit. We're just putting some flavor in there, you know. And again, I'm a lazy motherfucker, so I'm just going to take off this outer layer because I'm kind of tired of playing with it already. And we're just going to mince this up real fine. Because we really mostly just want this to add a little hint of flavor, not anything too crazy. And there it is. Into the bowl. And that's probably like a couple tablespoons of onion maybe, you know, diced up. Or minced up rather. It's very, very fine. Much finer than a dice. And then we're going to take, I'm only going to do 1 jalapeno. You can do 2. You can do as many as you want. But, you know, my wife and my kid will probably eat this burger at some point. And I'm not trying to like burn their face off. You know what I mean? So, pulling the seeds and such out. You may want to wear gloves when you do this, particularly if it's date night tonight. You know what I'm saying? Again, going for a mince on this. Also, too, you may want to wear eyewear. If the juice is getting your eyes, that can be definitely a problem, and I'm getting a little of that here. So, it's not me, it's you. It's not you, it's me. You didn't say anything to offend me. I'm just cutting jalapenos. They're tears of joy. And actually here, I might even just go ahead and just use, fuck it, I'm going to use the whole thing. It's a smaller jalapeno. Or at least I'll use a little more of it. So just to show you what we got going on in here so far. You know, we got a decent green to white to red ratio here. So I'm actually not going to put too much more of the jalapeno. I'm going back and forth on it, but I think I'm just going to cut up like maybe a third of this and add it. Because honestly, you don't need, you know, it's a Mexican burger, not like a jalapeno burger, right? And then, ooh, snifflies. So then with that done, we're going to throw in a little Musician Kitchen Tex-Mex seasoning. If you did not see the episode where I made this, I'll put that link, or I'll put a little clicky thingy. I think it goes up in this corner here, or this corner here, one of the corners where you'll be able to click on and see that episode. And I'll put anyway, I'll just make sure I put that link in the description too. We're just putting about like a teaspoon and a half of this, something like that, 2 teaspoons. And then, this is kind of my ace in the hole secret weapon. Just a little dash balsamic vinegar. Brings out the depth of the beef a little bit and gives it a nice little sweetness too. And then I usually take my ring off for this, but we're going to just mix this. I mix by hand. I'm just old-fashioned that way, I guess. Now, if you want with this, if you want to make it a little bit more wet, and or if you want to add some protein, and or if you want to just make it stretch a little more, you can add a raw egg in here, and that'll make it a much wetter burger. If you do that, I would recommend adding some extra on your tortillas to soak some of that up. But that'll make it stretch a little farther. Personally, I like to go with bigger burgers, so having a little extra to go around is not like a bad thing in my house. You want to mix this up. You want to spend like a full minute really going through, and I'm just literally making fists around this stuff and stirring it around at the same time, and that's kind of my method. So there you go. So that's what you want to get there. And now, I'm going to first, before I form these, I'm going to break it into 3, sort of equal sections. I get a little bit funny about this. I like to keep them as even as possible. I mean, aside from the fact that I don't want to gyp anyone on their burger, that's better to have them as close to the same size as possible because then they cook more evenly, you see, which is important when you're making burgers. And then I just kind of, slap it around in my hand a little bit. And then form the sides up. I'm just patting very lightly here just to make these kind of give them a rounded appearance here, right? Give a little pat there too just to spread them out a little bit. This burger on the right definitely ended up bigger. I'm going to steal some here. Again, sometimes I'll even get to this point and be like, this guy got too much burger. We need to even the score here a little bit, sir. You greedy little burger, you. Just kind of work this stuff in here. And gosh, I'm sniffling here like crazy from this jalapeno. And from the onion, too. That didn't help by any means. Okay, good. So there we got 3. So it'll end up being roughly 1/3 of a pound burgers, give or take. You can do 1/4 pound burgers if you want. You can do 1/2 pound burgers. That's usually what I do, actually, because I'll eat a pound of meat in a sitting, and I'm not ashamed to say so. Anyway, but yeah, that's it. So what we're going to do now, we have our grill preheating. I've had it preheating for about 10 minutes now, which is about what you want. You want to get it nice and hot. I'm going to go ahead and clean and oil my grill, and then we're going to go ahead and throw these babies on. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Johnny Farrow here with another pro tip for you, and this is all about cleaning and oiling your grill. I always clean and oil my grill before cooking on it. Here's why. It does 3 things. Well, the cleaning rather, first of all, if there's crap left on there from the last thing you made, obviously you probably don't want that on whatever you're cooking. But here with the oil in particular are 3 main things that accomplishes. Number 1, it will add a little bit of flavor, which is kind of nice. Not heavy, it's not going to add a ton of flavor, but by default that's going to happen. The second thing, much more important, it will make your grill less sticky. It will help things to just slip and slide right onto and off of your grill. Very important when you're cooking meat in particular. And the third thing it does that might be a little less obvious is the oil on the grill helps to draw the flame of the grill up to your meat, which helps you to get a nice, even, and very just complete sear on your meat. You get that flash heat seal. That's important to lock in flavor and to lock in moisture, and I always make sure I have that in place before grilling anything on my grill. All right, so we're all set to go. We got our grill all cleaned and oiled up. One thing I forgot to mention in my pro tip, by the way, make sure before you apply your oil, you want to drop your grill heat to the lowest possible, otherwise you're going to burn your fucking hand off. It is obviously a very hot area. It's been preheating for a while. The other thing too is what I did is I used a paper towel dipped in oil to apply that. If you have like a silicone brush or something, you can do that too. That's totally fine. But anyway, so we're back up to high heat. So we have our grill up all the way to high. And what we're going to do now is just put our burgers on. And these burgers are going to go on here. I'm going to give them a nice press. Oh yeah. And now what we're going to do is we're going to let them sit like 2-3 minutes. And then we're going to actually turn them a quarter turn. You know, when I say 2 or 3, it really depends on how well done you want them, how you like your outside. I usually let them sit on there for like 2 minutes myself, quarter turn, another 2 minutes, flip, same thing. What the quarter turn does is it'll help you get, honestly, it's cosmetic. It helps you get the grill marks on it, which I just like. I think that looks cool, you know. And for presentation purposes, it's obviously a lot nicer. But so we're going to let these sit, like I said, couple minutes, quarter turn, couple minutes, and then flip. Always pressing when you flip or move the burger at all. 2 minutes, quarter turn, 2 minutes. At that point, they're edible. You know, if you like your burger more on the rare side. If not, you can then flip the burgers one more time, drop them to like a medium heat, medium low heat, let them cook for like 3-4 minutes. But then you're pretty much done. You know, super easy recipe. So I'm going to get these cooked up, and then I'll show you what they look like. So guys, I just wanted to show you here too. Look at these grill marks, man. Like, oh, a little bit of stickage there on that one, even with the greasing. But yeah, like, look at the marks on this burger here. Like, that is perfection right there. Sure to please the eye as well as the tummy. And there you go. There's another one. That's what I'm talking about those grill marks. So that was the way I got that was before I flipped. So I did 2 minutes and then a quarter turn. So from like, if you think about from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, find a point on your burger. Like right here, you can kind of see this point here is about like 10 o'clock. So when I go to turn this around, it'll turn around. So this is at 2 o'clock. That's how you get those marks. That's on steaks, fish, whatever you're doing. The other thing too, by the way, this is kind of a pro tip, / kind of common sense, keep some water to hand so that if you start getting a flare up, obviously it's a grill, you're going to get some fire on these things, but I'm not trying to have crispy critters here, and you know, especially since like the insides of my grill, personally, smoky, the insides of my grill really need to be replaced. I don't even think they're worth cleaning, honestly. So you get like grime on your burners there. It's real easy to get some flare up, so you just want to be conscientious of having water on hand in case of a flare up. So we just flip these in another like half minute to a minute. I'm going to do a quarter turn. They'll sit on there for another couple minutes. Then for me, they're done. If at that point you want to, you can flip them again, put them on low heat, cover them for like 3-4 minutes. So stay tuned, guys, to see what they look like at the end. All right, guys, we're going to do our last quarter turn here. Again, to 2 o'clock now. These might end up being closer to like a medium by the time they're done, just because we are getting a lot of flare on them. Now at this point, if you want to toast any rolls, if you want to throw any cheese on your burger, the last couple minutes of your grill is when you want to do that. So I'm throwing a couple of Kaiser rolls on here now to toast up, right? So again, we're going to let these roll for just, you know, a couple minutes, and then they're going to be done, baby. I mean, again, for me, honestly, I'd even take these off now and eat them. Like I said, given the size and given that we've got a little more flare up than I initially was hoping for, you know, these are going to end up being more like a medium-ish, you know, just a little pink in the middle, maybe in the direction of medium rare if I'm lucky, right? So yeah, I mean, you could even do them like minute and a half per quarter turn, and that would be fine, and that would give you a nice medium rare burger. Or, you know, like I said, 2 minutes per turn, and then if you want them real well done, you just keep them under the hood for like 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes, and bada bing. And I'm just putting my my buns. I'm just putting my Kaiser rolls on here, just nothing happening with them. You know, I didn't put anything on them, but if you want, you can put, you know, like avocado oil or butter, you know, if you want to season them up however you like, you can do that too. I just do mine plain just to toast them a little bit. I'm not really big on toasting things. It's just never been one of my things, right? The other thing too is that if you're cooking for multiple people at a time, there's a couple things you got to think with. The main thing being that not everyone likes their burger the same, and if someone likes theirs medium rare and someone likes theirs well done, that's 2 different burgers. Now there's a couple handlings for that. One is you can cook them, like at this point you can pull whoever likes theirs less done off the grill and let the other ones keep going. The other thing is, if you want to kind of cook them all and have them finished at the same time, do your sear the same, but maybe do like 1 minute turns for quarter turns, right? And then put your medium well, or the ones you need less well done rather, up on your top grill rack, or create like a cold side of the grill by turning your heat to a very low or even off on the low side, and then covering everything and letting everything cook under cover from that point on. And then that should help actually keep things nice and even. You keep the more well done burgers on the warm side, less well done on the cooler side. And by the way, I have here, for these particular burgers, little guacamole and salsa. Now, you can do these however you want. You know, if you want to go like the traditional salt and pepper route, nothing wrong with that. You know, if you want to do, throw some sour cream on there to make them more like a taco or burrito, that's fine too. It's really whatever you like. I mean, come on, it's burgers. It's not rocket science, right? I'm just gonna do that. And then we take Mr. Burger onto Mr. Kaiser roll. I'll put this guy up top. Take this guy. Oh, goodness gracious me. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my heat off now because we're done. And then, just gonna go ahead and dress my burgers. We got, as I said, a little bit of guacamole. And I'm a guac man myself, so I usually like to slather this stuff on pretty good. And a little bit of salsa. And I think this is just a mild, like, you know, just like a mild kind of, it's not quite pico de gallo, it's like a restaurant style salsa. By the way, I have episodes from prior seasons where I actually made my own, whatchamacallit, my own salsa and guac. So I'll make sure to put that in the description below for you as well. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my bomb-ass motherfucking Mexican burger. And again, that's got some jalapenos and some onions in there, diced up onions, with my favorite ingredient of all, and that is the tortilla chips, the crushed up tortilla chips. Great use if you got tortillas that are about to go bad. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Check out the description below for all the details of what went in here, you know, just written instructions, right? Let me know in the comments below how you liked this episode, how you liked some of the new stuff I'm doing. Let me know if you've gotten any of my merch yet and how you like that. I would just love to know. I am still working on a theme song, so that'll be coming, so stay tuned for that in subsequent episodes. And until next video, guys, I'm Johnny Farrow. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you later. Mwah.